Hey guys, I am here today with this. This is the 2024 Audi Q4 Etron. Let's get into it. Okay, so if you've been to an Audi dealership recently, you'll see this vehicle and they will display it as the Q4 55 e-tron. You're like, what's that 55 all about? Well, essentially what they did was they did a mid-year refresh, which means they tweaked it a little bit to make it even better right after they released it. So this is the one you want for two really good reasons. I'm gonna get into that in a minute. So this mid-year refresh gives the Q4 e-tron two things. One, it increased its horsepower by 40 horsepower. So that basically means in its 0 to 60 time, it gains almost a second, which is terribly exciting. Also, it increased the speed of its charging, which is great. It didn't increase the range, but increased the speed of the charging, which is kind of nice. Okay, so for this Q4 55 e-tron, it's producing about 335 horsepower and gives us a range of 258 miles with its dual motors. I know a lot of you are going to say, oh, that range isn't as good as the Tesla Model Y, which is true, but there are a lot of things this vehicle has going for it against the Tesla Model Y. In fact, I'm going to do a comparison video against my Tesla Model Y, and you can see that here. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about how this thing drives. So I say things like increased horsepower in 0 to 60 times, and you're like, oh, are you going to talk about a hot hatch? I'm not. The Q4 e-tron is a great family car, but it's certainly not a hot hatch. It does give you that wonderful German suspension. It's nice and stiff. The steering is wonderfully precise. The brakes were fantastic. But as I was going through the drive modes, I never really got to the fun part, but that's okay. Most of you probably aren't looking for that, and that's fine. There's a lot to love about this vehicle. Let me tell you more. All right, so let's talk about what it's like behind the wheel. It's very comfortable. The visibility is nice in this vehicle. Everything feels luxurious, which is nice. There are great cup holders here. There's a nice center console here with a vertical charging pad for your smartphone. That is an upgrade in this Prestige package, so keep that in mind. There's a touch screen, which is very accessible here to both you and your front passenger. There's a digital dash. I've got lots of buttons on my screen, but my favorite part of driving this vehicle was the paddle shifters, not because those helped me on my drive modes, but because those controlled the regenerative braking. So on the fly, I could decide, oh, I want to up that and use the regenerative braking a bit more as I'm going down this hill, which I really thought was a wonderful feature. I used that in the Q8 e-tron. I thought that was fun and terrific there. Let's talk about the safety features in this vehicle. So first of all, it got a NHTSA 5-star safety rating, which is great. That's as good as it gets. A few highlights besides the obvious, right? It's got lane departure warning and blind spot indicator and all the stuff we expect. One of the things it has that I really appreciate is rear cross traffic alert. So basically, as you're backing up into traffic, if somebody's coming from either way and you can't see, it'll give you an alert, which I think is a wonderful feature. Other than that, it's got adaptive cruise control, which is great in an EV, and front and rear parking sensors that actually were quite accurate. Okay guys, I've distorted this a little bit because I really like this front end. I mean, a lot of automakers are doing this these days with the front end that has these enormous grills, but I really like how Audi has blacked it out. You know, they've got to get all the sensors in here, right? So much of the ADAS, the driver assistance stuff, is in the front here. I mean, you can see these little cameras and sensors and all this kind of stuff embedded in here, but they've turned it into a design element, which I actually think is really elegant and not obnoxious, like some of the other German automakers. I don't know. Okay, so let's talk about this rear seat because it's actually It's so impressive because the Q4 obviously is supposed to be smaller than the Q5. I don't know if it actually is because this back seat is great. You can actually sit five comfortably. I'm here in the middle seat, totally fine. It helps that the Q4 has a sunroof, which is actually really, really rare in an EV. Go look around. It's hard to find one, especially in the Tesla model lineup. But back here, anyway, we've got USB-C chargers, we've got climate control, 2 vents. The only vents are down here, which is kind of unfortunate. I do have the Prestige package in this vehicle, so that has the Sonos sound system, and there are nice speakers back here. There's also this funky vertical water bottle holder here in the door handle, which is a wonderful thing. I've never seen it in any other vehicle, and it's really smart, especially because everybody these days has a water bottle holder in the door panel, but putting it kind of where the handle is and that easy to access is kind of innovative. I dig it. Okay, we don't want to forget about your front passengers. They've also got this funky vertical water bottle holder. Actually would probably hold like a Starbucks container as well. I didn't test that, but I bet it would. It's a very comfortable front seat. They've got lots of leg room. I'm 5'6", so you could easily put a very tall person back here. It does feel really roomy. The dash is this weird, sort of very angular shape, but it doesn't feel cramped at all here in the front seat. Because you're thinking, oh, this is this little e-tron, right? It's not going to be as big as the Q5. And then you get in this and you're sort of like, wait, this is a lot of space in here. It's actually wonderful. They've got little indentations here on the side. We've got a 12-volt charger back here. Nothing really special in terms of amenities back here, but the fact that it's this large in a traditional SUV shape gives you a lot of storage. So let's talk a little bit about pricing. So the base MSRP on this vehicle is $55,200. On top of that, I've got the Prestige package here, which is a $7,000 upgrade. With that, you get the wireless charging pad, street sign recognition, heated steering wheel, as well as that delicious Sonos sound system. So is it worth it? Listen, I love the VW ID4. I thought that was a great vehicle, but for a lot of us, it isn't quite luxurious enough. I do feel like this gives you everything I loved about the ID4 with a luxury upgrade. So if that sounds good to you, give it a whirl. And if you do, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. So there you have it, the 2024 Audi Q4 e-tron. I'm Motorhead Mama. Thank you so much for watching. Please press that subscribe button and I'll see you next time. So there you have it, the 2024 Audi Q4 e-tron. That was terrible. So there you have it, the 2024 Audi Q4 e-tron. So there you have it, the 2024 Audi Q4 e-tron. I'm Motorhead Mama. Thank you so much for watching, and please press that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. So there you have it, the 2024 Audi Q4 e-tron. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please press that subscribe button. I'm Motorhead Mama, and I will see you next time.